Hello, friends. Say hello to our friends.
Hi, friends.
Can you hear us? We're going to
call it What You Want to Know Wednesday.
What You Want to Know Wednesday. Is your mic? Mine's really soft.
They are really soft.
It's really soft. Okay. Top asked questions. We have a list here. We're not going to go through all of them, but we're going to hit some highlights. We hope you find this interesting. Cody, are we going to add different calibers to our production lineup?
Ooh, maybe. Like, what do you guys want?
I would ask that as well. I would say, what do you guys want? We are going to add other calibers to our lineup. 10mm has been asked for a very long time. There was a functional 10mm prototype 2 years ago. Yeah. We ultimately decided to do it a different way, and that delayed things. But there will eventually be a Shadow 10mm. It's not around the corner. When I look at calibers out there that I think are interesting, I actually go smaller.
Yeah, definitely smaller. Like maybe 380?
380 or 32.
32?
It's a gap. So the way I look at it, the CR models fulfill most of your like small gun needs, but if you're really, you're wearing what kind of pants?
Swim trunks.
Swim trunks.
Gym shorts.
Gym shorts. Maybe some kind of jock strap. You'd want a 32.
Definitely 32.
I think 32 is an amazing caliber, and I think the statistics actually tell us that 32 ACP has killed more people than any other caliber.
I believe that is correct.
That is true, based upon its use in World War I primarily. Anyway, yes, there will be some small guns in the future. We talked, any new models coming? Yes, there are some new models coming this year. We're also working on, we've talked about it before, working on some long gun products and optic products, and there's lots of things coming this year, but expect that more in the second half. Yeah. Okay. Can a silencer be run on a War Poet MR920 without needing a red dot to ADS? Which someone told me is...
Aim down sights.
Aim down sights. So the question is essentially, if I put a suppressor on a shadow gun with the stock sights, can I see the sights over the top of the suppressor? That's the way I interpret that.
Yeah, I'd say generally no.
Nope. No. Yeah, we don't do the big shark fin front sight, so you will need to either change your sights or use a red dot like most people would, or just get used to aiming with the front sight kind of behind the suppressor, which you totally can do.
Yeah, shoot with both eyes open and just superimpose the sights.
Yeah, you superimpose the sights on the back of the can. Why do we do it that way? Because otherwise you'd have giant suppressor sights on every production handgun, and most people would rather have smaller, more normal looking sights. So that's the answer on that one. Somebody asked if there's a CR920 War Poet collaboration, and there already is.
Yeah,
we have CR920 War Poet guns. If that's
several years.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what's your favorite MO to use? Oh boy, controversy. To break in a gun.
What's your favorite?
Well, first of all, break-in is BS, isn't it?
No.
It's not BS. Let's just talk about that really quick because it comes up all the time. Shadow Systems has always advocated for a break-in period. And this was a video from 1,000 years ago. We've always told customers in our manual, we recommend you shoot, I think we say 200 rounds, right?
Yep.
So that has been the biggest, storm ever since then. And the reason it frustrates us a little bit is the truth is that every gun has some kind of break-in period. It does. I get it. You might say like, well, I don't have a break-in period on my AK-47. And well, no, you do. I'm not saying your AK-47 is going to have a malfunction every shot, but there's some break-in period for every mechanical device.
That's true.
So it's not going to be running at its best, whatever at its best is. With our pistols, we've always told customers to give it a couple hundred rounds. They're not going to be at their best, fully worn in, until they've shot a couple hundred rounds, usually. That doesn't mean you're going to have a malfunction every other round for 200 rounds, okay? It just means that we think you should shoot 200 rounds before you go and start carrying your pistol. I will say that you are prone to some reliability stuff more for comped guns, though.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. So it is true that that break-in period is more important for a compensated pistol. That's definitely true. Okay. But that also doesn't mean you're going to have a malfunction every other round for 200 rounds, which is what some people seem to think.
No, you will not.
So, okay. So what ammo should you use? I mean, we always say use a NATO spec load. And the reason we say that is because it's a standard and it's going to be, loaded to reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do most people use?
The most, I can tell you what we recommend the most.
Go.
Winchester white box 124 NATO.
That's
It's a good quality ammo. It's a little dirty, but it's nice and hot and it runs the guns really well.
Great. Love that. Where'd we leave off? Okay. If you had to list the top 324 grain ammo that works for the 920 XP, what would it be? You said the Winchester White Box 124.
Right, or I like the Fiocchi 124, especially if you can get the Italian-made stuff. I think it's a little better than the US-made stuff.
Yep, I agree.
I like S&B 124.
I do too. The only problem we've ever had with S&B is every now and then they'll have a run that has hard primers.
Yeah.
That would be it. But I agree. I was almost at S&B. S&B is great ammo. Okay. Let's see. What spring is needed to run regular PMO in my XR920 Elite? Should be the spring that came with the gun, which is just a stock spring.
Yeah.
It's mostly, is it referred to as a 19 pound? Is that what we call it?
I believe it's an 18 pound. It's an 18 pound
18,
spring.
yeah. It's the standard spring. Yeah, thank you. It's the standard spring on the recoil spring assembly. That should be fine for almost any. Remember, recoil spring weight matters more the touchier you get on other aspects of the gun, which would be at a comp, at a suppressor, shoot, light ammo, or maybe super hot ammo. That's when recoil spring becomes more important. This recoil spring that ships with the gun should run with the vast majority of standard pressure and plus P ammo that you would ever find. Okay, let's do two more. I don't know, pick one.
Let's go with, let's look at some of the future build stuff.
Okay.
Is there a new version of the MR920 in the making? It's kind of a weird question.
Yeah, no. So Shadow is continuing to innovate and design, and there will be new categories of handgun product, potentially whole new platforms and so forth in the future, but we're a year or plus away. So, we've as we have grown and matured as a company, we've gotten better, of course, at long-range planning and thinking about what we want the company to look like in the distant future. And so, yes, we are going to be improving the products and we are going to be releasing new stuff, but people tend to get excited about what's coming in a month or something, and that's not the case there.
Nothing in the next month.
Okay, and how does this is actually oh no, that's not future product. PCC in the future. The answer is probably we're going to start with conventional rifle, 5.56 type weapon first and see what kind of response there is. And then the parts that we're developing can be used on other platforms as well, PCCs and so forth. So that's very, very possible.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. What holster is Trevor using for IWB? I'm going to answer that one because I just looked at it. I am currently wearing a CR920 in a Mission First, MFT. I'm so sorry, MFT. You guys are great. We love you. So I'm wearing the MFT holster, which I've been wearing now for several months. I was a little skeptical about the magazine or the magnet retention thing at first, but I actually really like it.
It's really cool.
It's really cool. So there actually is an MFT holster package that Shadow's doing where we're selling a CR920X with that holster, and the holster is logoed to match, the bronze color and stuff. It's a really cool package. And that one is, I think it's already been shipped. I'm not totally sure, but we're doing a run for one of our distributors But either way, the MFT holster that fits a CR920 or fits a G43X MOS, and I think they're marking it CR920X now as well, is what I'm carrying currently. Okay, check them out. I've been kind of a traditional guy, maybe Kydex, but this is it's an improvement.
Yeah, it's a cool holster.
Awesome. Okay, well, we've got lots more questions for next time. Thank you so much. Keep asking questions, and we will be here to answer them. Goodbye, friends.
Bye, guys.